Technoblade, where have you been all this time? Well, you see, I've been farming potatoes in Skyblock. That wasn't a joke.
We are reacting to Skyblock, the Great Potato War.
Yep, made by Technoblade.
Finally.
Finally.
It all started months ago. I just got in a set of superior armor and wanted hot potato books to upgrade it. I could have just bought some from the auction like a normal person, but if Hypixel has taught me anything, it's that if you have a problem, the answer is slavery. So I had 20 potato minions with 20 enchanted
20
buckets,
potato
20
minions.
super compactors, 20 diamond spread-ins, because it's just free money. Get this upgrade. And with this setup, I was making about 242,000 potatoes per day. At this point, I had enough potatoes for my armor. I could have stopped. I could have put an end to this, but I thought,
Yeah, you
no.
can do that easily.
No, what if I went even further? You can check your ranking in each individual collection, and I was already top 50 in potatoes. I decided at that moment that I was going to be the #1 potato farmer in Skyblock. How hard could it be? First, I needed to get more minion slots.
Easy.
Now, I already spent a lot of time getting to 20 minion slots because I believe minions are important. I mean, they work 24/7, gathering resources, even if you never bother to log in.
Yeah, it's a
and as
passive.
such represent the only way to achieve the dream that all Skyblock players share, which is to not have to play anymore. Unfortunately, each minion slot requires exponentially more resources than the last, so I did what any self-respecting Skyblock player would do, and sat in the shop menu buying ice for 30 minutes. I'm having fun. I dropped out of college for this, and after spending many hours and 15 million coins, I finally unlocked the 22nd minion slot. At this point, I thought I had first place in the bag. I mean, there's only a couple of solo players that have 23 minion slots, and I figured if anyone went to that much trouble to get more minion slots,
it's not gonna be
they'd
easy
probably
if you want
spend
to
it
be
on
the
a minion
first
that
one.
actually makes money, like clay minions. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go even more overkill, alright? I'm gonna upgrade my level 7 potato minions to level 9. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh, Technoblade, isn't that obvious? Isn't it just more potatoes? Why wouldn't you do that immediately? No, it's not, alright? Upgrading past level 7 on minions never makes sense. You're never getting that money back because upgrading cost over 100,000 potatoes just to get to potato 9. That'll take over 2 months to get that money back, over 8 months for level 11.
Wait. So Technoblade makes it really hard to get like a word in, but I'm just gonna say I went and played on Hypixel to like learn more about this before like watching this video because I was like, maybe it'd be good to have some previous information. And I learned a lot and I explained it to Felipe. so we're following along nicely now. It's really good.
Also bad word. Ooh, that's great.
Oh my god, to get 20 plus minions, that that has to take so long.
That's difficult. I mean the amount of items you need.
Yes! And the amount of numbers he's talking about right now.
It's just a bad idea. Oh, but Technoblade, isn't that just a long-term investment? No, it's not. Remember Cactus Farms? Remember how they were great for like 5 days and then the admins obliterated them in an update?
Oh my God,
you really
balance
think your
changes and
dreams are going to
updates.
go that long without getting crushed by the admins? No, you're never seeing that money again. I'm sorry, it's gone. But I wasn't farming potatoes for profit. I was farming them for honor, for glory.
I feel that.
So I started upgrading them
For
to
honor.
level 9. My last hidden weapon was the
Honor.
farming crystal, which increases the speed of nearby farming minions by 10%. I could only fit 12 minions in that radius, but I thought, you know what? Whatever. I'll just make a second farm crystal. Here we go.
How are you gonna do that?
Oh, okay. I'm
You
glad
already said
Skyblock
that.
tells you
You
that
can only
after you make a
put
second
one.
crystal. I mean, it's not like you could just tell me that after I make the
Still
first
on
crystal.
Colossa.
Whatever. It's not a total waste of money. At least I can auction. Thank you, Hypixel. If I wanted to fit all my minions in that 8-block radius, I'd have to think in the 3rd dimension. And so, after restructuring my farm, the potato pyramid was complete, yielding 309,000 potatoes per day. But as an ex-English major, I decided that math wasn't enough to defeat my enemies.
don't.
I needed to consult
No, I
the
don't.
classics. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. So I decided to do some investigative journalism. I discovered a forum post from September in which a user named I'm a Squid Kid bragged about being ranked #1 in potatoes. By stalking his profile, I found another post weeks later in which he suggested he was now around 7 million potatoes. By putting these two data values on a grid, I could calculate the slope to estimate his average daily potato yield. It wasn't perfect, but it was the best method I could think of to estimate how strong his potato farm was. I mean, it's not like I could just go to his island and look at it.
Ay, Dios mío.
Wait, that worked? But what I found shocked me to my very core. No, this can't be. This man made 8 potato 11 minions, and then he painted the Mona Lisa. It was at this moment I realized that I wasn't dealing with a potato madman, but a potato supervillain. At this point I fell into despair. All sense of rationality, even the slightest hope of making his money back. This man had thrown them all away to farm potatoes. I had 2 more minion slots than him, but his minions were so high level that he was still making more potatoes than me at 310,000 potatoes per day. But I wasn't even worried about his potato
already
farm.
a
I still
villager.
had some minions to upgrade. I was confident I could make a stronger farm. I was worried about his head start. The month I spent farming the Pigman sword, he'd already been farming potatoes. According to my calculations, he was already 7.5 million potatoes ahead of me. Even
Okay, hold on, wait.
Not a villager. Un villano. How do you say villano?
A villain, not a villager.
Villain.
Technoblade is so good at like making a dramatic story out of like this entire journey he took.
I can see that. He's just going to destroy the other guy.
The amount of math Technoblade is putting into this, like the calculations and like figuring out how to optimize and efficiency. It's funny because he crams this onto like a small amount of time, but I'm sure this took like weeks. And this was just the beginning.
If all my minions magically became level 11 at that very moment,
magically,
it would take 107 days to catch up. I can't go that long without uploading. My fans will murder me. So was that it? Was my quest to become the #1 potato farmer?
I mean, that is true, though.
Skyblock destined to end in failure?
That's too much time.
No, I refused. The sunk cost fallacy wouldn't allow it. If I wanted to defeat a man that had descended into potato madness, I would have to take his insanity and triple it. It was at this moment I spoke words that had never been uttered in the history of Skyblock. I should get minion expanders. Minion expanders have long been known as the most useless item in Skyblock. So you know how all minions have this like 5x5 area in which they work? They don't actually need this area. They could work with 1 block just as fine, because all they do is break a block and then they place it right back.
Yeah,
they don't need options. So what the minion expander does is turns that 5x5 area into a 7x7 area. Why? Why would the minion need more options so it doesn't get bored? But with the Slayer update, they added a hidden attribute to minion expanders, which buff minion speed by 5%, which is still garbage. Diamond spreading gives like 5 times the value, and I didn't have enough space to put both of them in my minions. But unfortunately, diamond spreading only gives diamonds. If I wanted to become #1, I'd have to sacrifice all that free money for 5% more potatoes. With the minion expanders taking up so much extra space, the potato pyramid was no longer enough to fit all my minions within the farming crystals radius. So I built the Potato Dome! Boasting 5 floors, the Potato Dome could fit all 22.
I mean, it doesn't look
minions.
that big.
And after I'd finished upgrading the rest of them to level 9, the Potato Dome could now produce 337,000 potatoes per day. At this point, the Potato Dome was the most powerful potato farm in Skyblock. I was ranked 20 on the leaderboards and rising fast, and yet I knew in my heart that it wasn't enough. It wasn't even close. But what more could I do? Farm potatoes by hand? I actually did for like an hour. It made a tiny dent. Sure, it would have worked eventually, but come on. Is mindlessly repeating the same task for hundreds of hours really what Skyblock's all about? Okay, yeah, pretty much, but I wasn't about to do that, man. When I said 100 hours, I was not kidding. And yet, as time went on, it began to seem like that was truly the only way.
Well, 100 hours is not too much.
The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself.
Oh my.
Sun Tzu. I'd done it. I discovered a critical flaw with Squid Kid's potato farm. His minions were too close together. Now, with any other kind of minion, that wouldn't have mattered at all. But potato minions are unique. When they're too close together, they'll start trying to plant in spots the other minions already planted and get stuck in an infinite loop, dragging down the overall farm's potato output by as much as 90%. The reason he hadn't noticed this and was still first place in potatoes is because this only happens when someone is online and on the island. Because otherwise, Skyblock just runs a calculation to guess how many resources your minions would have made while you were offline. Anyways, he left the door to his AFK machine open, so I left my alt in there. Welcome to the real world, Squid Kid. Okay, can we take a moment to talk about Jerry, alright? I got a Jerry here. I got a Jerry there. There's actually 2 Jerrys in there. I have video evidence, okay? Look at this. He's multiplying. He's undergoing mitosis. But that's not all. The other day I was just minding my business and then... Why is he there? I knew I couldn't rely just on sabotage.
Oh, that's so rude.
Who knows that there's other people out there just like Squid Kid throwing away everything just to farm more potatoes. So I decided to look into alternate fuel sources for my minions. I mean, enchanted lava buckets are already the most efficient permanent fuel source in the game, but what about temporary fuel sources? So I got a bunch of hamster wheels, which give twice as much of a boost, 50%, but for only a day. And I threw like 100 of them into the potato dome, and it started making 450,000 potatoes per day.
That's insane.
The days went by. Every day I'd log in and AFK on Squid Kids Island with my ult, while my minions burned through hamster wheels, quickly bringing me into the potato top 10. I was finally making good progress.
That should
until
be
one
illegal.
Day, when I went to AFK on his island again. Oh God, he's online. What do you want? Why do you keep doing this? I just wanted to check on the last supper, man.
Keep doing this?
AFK'd on my island for 12 hours. It was a good painting. I figured Squid Kid would find it a little bit suspicious if the same guy was AFK at his island every day. So I got a second account, and then I left them both in there. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. What?
By Samsung.
Jerry.
Why? Why are you guys here? I've been buying some enchanted baked potatoes from the auction house. It's not the most efficient use of my money, but look, I need potato 11 minions if I want to catch up as quickly as possible. We can't only have 2. It's not enough. Well, I mean, it is enough, but I want to upload within the next year. But the problem with the auction house is that it's filled with crazy people. Look at this guy. He's bidding 3.9 mil for 26. You think that's bad? 11 million. I could see someone bidding 7 million on a stack of enchanted baked potatoes. 8 million. I could understand that. 11 million. Deranged psychopath. There's no justification. Send this man to prison. After a couple days of minion farming and buying.
Oh, I thought he was gonna buy
potatoes, we have 102, which in regular potatoes is over 2.6 million, and we can only make 4 maxed potato minions with it. That's all we can make. That's how expensive maxed potato minions are.
Oh no!
But it doesn't matter.
Can you imagine?
Because they cost.
I mean, what he's doing is completely insane. Leaving the other guys over there.
Yeah.
That should be illegal. I told you.
Technoblade must really look at like the small details, because he noticed something like that. I don't know if he saw it on the forums or something, but he noticed something so small and took advantage of it.
He studied everything.
Like, that's crazy to me. That's really funny. He keeps using the Sun Tzu, the Book of War example.
Samsung Galaxy.
You know, he said in the auction house too, the thing with the potatoes, he said that person's crazy for 11 million, but he himself went out and did it himself.
They're all gone. Whatever. It's for the leaderboards. I had to sell everything so that I could invest it in potatoes, man. I had to sell my young dragon armor, my rare cake collection, massively overinflated Halloween items. I had to mortgage my house. It's crazy out there. I actually did pretty well during the Halloween events, which allowed me to raise a lot of money. But I'm just saying, look at this spooky pile, right? The limited edition item with my name and pig rank stamped on them. Could you imagine how much money I would make if I put this on the auction? I would make Dan TDM's 15 mil water bottle look like tap water. He left this sign for me, whitelisted. What do you want from me?
From me.
I'm just ruining Squid Kid's whole life. He's traumatized. He's just living in fear. Why are they here?
That guy doesn't know it's Technoblade.
Why do they keep showing up?
But
after a few days, I ran out of hamster wheels.
Because
I'm guessing
he's using a different character.
Weapon. The Catalyst. The Catalyst is the strongest fuel source in the game, tripling your minion output, but they only last for 3 hours. Fortunately, I had a couple. With the power of Catalyst, my potato output skyrocketed, and I put that all back into leveling up my minions. And in a matter of days, I had 22 Potato 11 minions producing 893,000 potatoes per day. I don't make hot potato books. I make hot potato libraries. Originally, I'd have to go bankrupt buying catalysts if I wanted to catch up to Squid Kid, but I actually discovered that catalysts are amazing. I can buy the materials to make one for like 10,000 coins on the auction.
Oh, wow.
And then each of them makes 14,000 coins in potatoes. This is a miracle. It's free money. So every day I sold hot potato books, and then I bought more crystals, and then I sold more hot potato books, and then I bought more crystals. And that's the story of how I made infinite money. Well, not really, because you can only use so many per day, but I made a lot, and now I was ranked 3 in potatoes. I did some more investigative journalism and found the guy ranked number 2 in potatoes. I'm going to give you guys 3 guesses as to who left a funny rating on it.
I actually have something I want to say, but he mentioned guess who left a funny rating on the thing.
Sí.
Who do you think left a funny rating on this second place? Who do you think put it? Technoblade, or do you think it was Squid Kid who's in first?
Maybe Technoblade, because at this point he's being rude.
Oh, he's being rude.
He's being rude and
That is true. He's being rude.
and a little cynical. Entonces,
I think it was Squid Kid. I think Squid Kid is sus. What I wanted to mention originally was Felipe, between each cut he does, between showing his rank one time and then showing it the next time, it's like a week or 2 weeks between each one of those cuts. At one point he's doing 800,000 potatoes a day, but there's one time he did a jump up from like 1 million to like 4 million or something. I don't know.
yeah, he jumped like 17 places.
Yeah, he is dedicated.
And he was farming almost like 1 million.
So I think the last cut must have been like 3 days or 4 days before that.
His post. Squid Kid! I was right on his tail, but I decided to visit his island to see just how strong his potato farm was. Oh, this is a joke. This is pathetic. Only 18 minion slots. This is just sad. I've seen Irish famines with more potatoes than this farm. We might get away with this farm in some garbage vegetable like carrots.
This is
but
the second
potatoes?
place.
How dare you? Oh my god, this crystal. This crystal, it only covers 5 of these minions.
It's a crystal, but it's not covering all of the minions. It's covering only 5
Against
minions.
a farm like that, I easily took rank number 2. It seemed like I was only 1 step away from my potato dreams, and yet Squid Kid had been so dominant on the potato leaderboards that he was still 3 million potatoes ahead. But with Catalyst, such a lead could be destroyed in a matter of days. Still, to be safe, I kept AFKing on his island, until one day. I checked my alts window for a moment, and the island was full. 2 guys I'd never heard of before had called the police on Squid Kid and brought a helper to investigate him. Who called the police? Whitelisted. Are you Squid Kid's alt? No, I just AFK here a lot. As a hobby. I'm so suspicious. He doesn't believe me at all. I'm getting banned. He'd been investigating while Squid Kid was offline. I met him later that day and decided to warn him. Squid, I know we've had our differences, but the police are after you, man. I saw a helper. Squid. There were 2 dudes, Squid. They came to your island with the helper. They were snitching. I don't know why. I need names. Okay, let me get my screenshots. I gotta be careful, man. The snitches be everywhere. Anyways, I'm gonna go AFK. Just act natural. And I'm gone. It seemed strange to be helping my number 1 enemy, but his sheer dedication to farming potatoes had earned my respect. I had to give him help from one potato brother to another. Also, I'm deeply scared of him. Did you see what he said when I told him the names? Names noted. That is serial killer talk. We ain't gonna be hearing from those 2 guys ever again. I kept farming potatoes, and in a matter of days, Squid Kid's lead was almost completely destroyed. And yet Squid Kid himself had no idea. He even put a billboard on his island, number 1 in potatoes. But why would he suspect? Just a few days ago, he'd seen proof on the forums that he was millions in the lead. The poor fool had no idea what was coming. Has it updated? It hasn't updated. Alright, I'm going to the hub. Has it updated?
Oh, yes. Oh, he's number 1.
Number 1 in potatoes. To celebrate, I took my 2 alts and my main account, and then I AFK'd on all 3 of them. I think at this point Squid Kid knew that the alts were mine, but he was so confused. Why had Technoblade been AFKing on his island for weeks? He was so confused that he didn't even realize that his potato leaderboard spot had already been taken. So I went to confront him myself one final time. What do you want? Why are you doing this? Your potato rank 1 spot is now mine.
Oh no.
He's checking.
Oh no.
He's checking. What? How? For years, my machinations lay undetected.
For years, Claro. You ruined my life.
This is all I have.
Oh, that's depressive.
Squid.
Had he corrected
Squid, I found a
himself?
problem with your island.
A problem with your island. Oh, the thing with the
over here.
villagers. The thing.
Yeah, the minions.
Squid.
Yes.
Where
Squid,
they
get
get
over
stuck.
here. This sign, it has the wrong number.
Mucha porquería.
Pretty bad week for Squid Kid overall, I'd say. First he got arrested, and then I cyberbullied him, but it had to be done. And let me just say, there is no chance
I
of
will
him
say, though, it
catching
is
up.
a-
I even
it's
got
wrong
23
now.
minion slots just to bury any hope he had. This spot is mine, and that's the story of how I became #1 on the potato leaderboards, and we lived happily ever after. All the loose ends finally tied together.
Wow.
Well, except for one thing. Oh God, there's another
Jerry.
one. There's another Jerry. And he's staring right
Why
at
do
me.
they wait? Why do they actually keep
another one.
multiplying?
Jerry in the water. No.
There's another one over there.
Maybe we'll know that in the second part.
What do you
that's true.
want? There's another Jerry on the bridge.
Click.
They've got me surrounded. I don't understand.
Su madre. Now I know why this video has 10 million.
That
More
was
than 10
very enjoyable.
billion.
I'm glad I learned about Hypixel before watching this. I'm sorry, but we really needed to know like previous information.
Yes.
It was also very high information. So knowing about Hypixel before reacting to it, that was good.
Yeah, I
But-
wouldn't have enjoyed this like this if, you know.
Yeah. Excellent video.